Namaste, Hari Om. I am Acharya Pratishtha, and first of all, I would like to congratulate Indian Yoga Association IYA for all the wonderful work they are doing for the promotion and propagation of this ancient science of India, which is also a cultural heritage, yoga. Very soon, we will be witnessing International Day of Yoga. This year, theme of International Day of Yoga is women health. Now, women are the real spine of this entire society. And how long this building is going to stay, that absolutely depends on the power of the pillar of that building. Now, when I say women are the pillar of this society, that simply means how our society is going to be, how long it is going to stay, what kind of society we will be having. That simply depends on women health. If a single woman in a house is unhealthy, unhappy, the whole house is going to be unhealthy and unhappy. It's very, very important, and it's high time that women take the charge, they take the lead, and give priority to their health. When we talk about health, the very first thing that comes into our mind, and unfortunately, even when we talk about yoga, the very first thing that comes into our mind is, oh, this is something which is related to body. Only a state of having no diseases is not health. Even though your body is fine, you're not having fever, your blood pressure is right, everything is fine, but you're feeling sad in life. Somewhere inside you, you have that sadness. You're not able to enjoy life to its full. You're not able to generate happy hormones within you. Then even your physical health is not going to give you pleasure, is not going to give you a state of bliss. That's the reason in yoga philosophy, utmost importance is being given to your mental health. Now, when we talk about mental health, there are so many hormones in our body. And this hormonal imbalance, when we study the endocrine system of human anatomy, we come to know that how secretion of hormones is it is dependent on the food you eat, it is dependent on the exercises you do, what you feel, how you feel. And this imbalance of hormones in our body is the basic root cause of all the physical ailments. But today we are not going to talk about all the hormones we have in our body, but there are set of few hormones which are nicknamed as happy hormones. Now the name itself says Yathanam Tatha Guna, the name itself shows the meaning. So when we say happy hormones, that means these are some such hormones that are responsible for creating happiness within our system. Now, what are these happy hormones, and how through right yogic practices, yogic lifestyle, we can generate these happy hormones in our system? When we talk about yoga, as I said, generally people think yoga means only exercise, but it's not true. Yoga is a complete science that touches all the levels of human life, and that teaches us how to live a healthy and happy life. So when I say all the levels of human life, all the aspects of human life, let it be physical, mental, emotional, intellectual, social, financial, and even spiritual. That's the reason the basic definition of yoga is yoga karmasu kaushalam. A yogi has to be perfect in whatever he or she does. So let's understand what are these happy hormones and how through living a yogic life. When I say yogic life, it doesn't mean only asana, only pranayam, but I'm looking at yoga in samagrita, in unanimity, in completeness, where yoga philosophy is also an integral part of it. We cannot ignore yoga philosophy and just talk about asana and pranayam, and we cannot ignore asana and pranayam and talk about only yoga philosophy. That's the reason I always say yoga is the real spirituality. Why? Because if we look at the definition of yoga, it is sanyogo yoga titto jivatma paramatmano. And if we look at the definition of spirituality, adhyatma, Adhi plus Atma, anything that raises yourself. So when yoga means a science that Sanyogo Yuktupto Jivatma Paramatma, joining your personal soul to the universal, so you're elevating your Atma. And here, Adhijama Atma, elevating your Atma is Adhyatma. So yoga is Adhyatma. Yoga is spirituality. Now let's understand what are these happy hormones and how a woman can stay healthy and happy through generating these happy hormones naturally through yogic lifestyle. Now, to understand happy hormones, first we need to understand what is a hormone. How do we define hormones? So, hormones are the different chemicals produced by different glands across your body. They travel through the bloodstream, acting as messengers and playing a very important part in many bodily functions. Once released by glands into our bloodstream, they act on various organs and tissues to control everything from the way your body functions to how you feel. It's very important that we have proper secretion of these hormones if we want our body to function properly and we want us to feel things properly. Now, among all of these hormones, so many hormones in our body, there is a group of 4 hormones which are nicknamed as happy hormones or feel good hormones. Because of the happy and sometimes euphoric feelings they produce. They are also considered as neurotransmitters, which means they carry messages across the spaces between nerve cells. Now let's understand what are these 4 hormones. Now the names of these 4 hormones are, first is dopamine, then oxytocin, then endorphin, and of course serotonin. Now you must have heard about these 4 hormones. There is a whole industry which is, running on these 4 hormones. Oh, eat this, you'll get dopamine. Go to gym, you'll get a lot of serotonin. Love someone, you'll get oxytocin. And eat this, you're going to have endorphin released in your body. And we are falling into this trap of eating chemicals, intake of chemicals, doing some rigorous such practices which might not be useful in your emotional health or your physical health at a later stage, and we are falling into this business trap of hormones. But here we are going to understand these all 4 happy hormones, whether it be dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin or endorphin. Can we generate these hormones naturally in our body without using machines, without using chemicals, without taking supplements? Yes, we can, because we have with us yoga. We have with us Bharat Yoga. So let's understand each hormone step by step, what a particular hormone is, how do we release it naturally. Now, very first hormone is dopamine, which is also nicknamed as a reward hormone. So dopamine is a type of neurotransmitter and hormone that plays a very important role in many body functions. What are these roles? These roles include movement, memory, pleasurable reward, and of course, motivation. Now, high or low levels of dopamine are associated with several mental health and neurological diseases. So it's very important that you have proper secretion of dopamine to reduce your neurological diseases, whether it be related to your spine, whether it be related to your brain. And it also helps in the movement of your body. It also helps you in keeping you motivated. Many women I have seen today, they are like, I don't want to do anything. I'm just lying on a sofa. I feel like a couch potato watching television all the time. Guruma, I want to do this, but I don't know how to do because there is no motivation left in me. I feel lazy and lethargic all the time. So all this happens when there is a disbalance of dopamine in your body. So let's understand what exact roles does dopamine hormone plays. First is movement, then is memory, then is pleasurable reward. So when you give yourself an assignment and you finish it and somebody gives you reward or you yourself gives yourself a reward, dopamine is released. Then behavior and cognition, attention, sleep and arousal, mood, learning, lactation. These all are the roles of dopamine hormone. So what is important is to have a balanced release of dopamine. What happens when you have balanced release of dopamine? You feel happy, you feel motivated, you feel alert, and you feel absolutely focused. Now let's understand what are the natural ways to release dopamine in your body. When we talk about the natural ways, some very natural ways are tapaha. Tap. I'm talking about the yogic part. So when I say tapaha, give yourself a task. Okay, for so and so days, I'm not going to eat white sugar. For 21 days, I'm going to do yoga abhyas every single day. So give a task to yourself, and once that task is completed, reward yourself. So let's say you are not going to eat sugar, white sugar for 21 days, though you are eating natural sources of sweet, but you are not taking white sugar. So once 21 days are over, reward yourself with something sweet. Why? Because this reward is going to generate dopamine in you. So if we look at the yogic philosophy, we get rewarded by our guru. At home, we get rewarded by our parents, and we like it. Why you feel happy if I say, you have done it very well. So you feel happy that Guru Ma has rewarded me. She has appreciated me. When you're rewarded by someone, that generates happiness in you because that generates dopamine in you. So one is give yourself a reward. And to give yourself a reward, you need to give yourself a task. Now, second thing is practicing self-care. What can be the best way to practice self-care? Make sure you take out 20 to 30 minutes every day to practice yoga abhyas. Celebrating little wins. Oh, today I'm able to practice. I'm able to do Shirshasana. Let's celebrate it. So when you celebrate little wins, and for that you need to have some wins, that generates dopamine in you. And very important thing is right food. When I say right food, do not cut any element of diet from your everyday meal. So it should have khatta, meetha, chatpata, charpara, kadwa, kasela, all the six tastes. What big mistake we do about our diet is we completely cut off any one element from our diet. Okay, I am not going to eat sweet. You should not eat sugar, but do not cut the natural sources of sweet. So take fruits, take dry fruits, take ganna, sugarcane, take jaggery and jaggery powder. Do not cut sweet in your diet completely, because when you eat sweet, that generates all the four happy hormones in you. So just to sum up about dopamine, do everyday yoga abhyas. Nad yoga or the music is a very important point. Nritya sadhana, dancing generates dopamine in you. Bharat Yoga Gatis generate dopamine in you. Bharat Yoga self-talk therapy generates dopamine in you. Then taking right diet with right sweets generates dopamine in you. Doing something that you love doing. So you must have seen so many people who feel very sad and upset and they like shopping. So even if they are going for a window shopping, they feel happy. Why? Because dopamine is secreted. So if I take you to your childhood, there are so many things that you loved doing, but now you have stopped doing that. Maybe singing, maybe playing drums, maybe standing in front of the mirror and talking to yourself, maybe listening to music, because all these art forms, whether it be classical music, classical dance, they are somewhere connected to the yoga tradition. So make sure that you do that thing that you love doing so that dopamine is secreted in your system. And then Vishay Indriya, which means control over your senses, which we do through Pratyahar. So make sure you practice Shadmukhi Mudra, you practice Pranayam, you practice some Yoga Gatis for the proper secretion of dopamine. Now we come to the second happy hormone, which is serotonin. So serotonin is a chemical that carries messages between nerve cells in the brain and throughout our body. So how important this hormone is. What are the functions of serotonin? So serotonin plays a key role in such body functions as mood, sleep, digestion, nausea, wound healing, bone health, blood clotting. Now, you must have seen few people, like if you get hurt, few people get their wound healed very easily. Few take a lot of time in healing. Now, it depends on the levels of serotonin in your body. Also, it affects your control over your Kam Shakti, which is very, very important element of yoga philosophy and even your day-to-day life. Serotonin levels that are too low or too high can cause physical and psychological health problems. So it's very important that we have good secretion of serotonin in our body. What are the natural ways to get serotonin secreted in our body? Now, when we talk about natural ways, one very important way is sunlight. More sunlight you take, more serotonin will be released in your body. So when I say sunlight, you had seen me being very vocal on taking at least 20 minutes of sunlight every day, which is very, very important. We also have a particular Bharat Yoga Panchatattva Kriya. And if you practice this Bharat Yoga Panchatattva Kriya every day, trust me, all of your problems will be gone. It is such a powerful practice. So make sure that 20 minutes every day you must take sunlight to get proper secretion of serotonin. Second way is meditation. Meditation is a very important factor for the secretion of serotonin in your body. Third is running or doing some physical movement activity. So in Bharat Yoga, we do Bharat Yoga Gatis. Now these Bharat Yoga Gatis, they are very popular now, created at Mokshayatan Yoga Sansthan under the expert guidance of Gurudev Swami Bharat Bhushan Ji, where asan means Sthir Sukham Asanam, Gati means the movement. So these are very easy practices which can be done by everyone, and it is a wonderful substitute to running, to dancing, to movement, because movement means healing. We should always remember this. So meditation, exposure to sun, movement, which is Bharat Yoga Gatis, or running or dancing, and very, very important is walking in nature. Look at the greenery, walk or barefoot on grass, feel all the 5 elements. So for that we do Bharat Yoga Panchatattva Kriya. Okay, so just to sum up, regular yoga abhyas, meditation, yoga nidra, right diet, amino acids through pineapple, nuts, seeds, etc., seva, selfless service to others, and yoga philosophy are the wonderful ways for the secretion of serotonin in our body. Next is the most beautiful hormone, which is oxytocin, nicknamed as love hormone. So have you ever felt when you are sad, when you are upset, you just want to get a nice hug from your mother or your father or your husband or wife or your children or anyone whom you love? When you touch the feet of your guru, you feel so happy and blessed. When you get to touch the murti of Bhagavan, you feel very happy and blessed. Why? Because love is something that secretes oxytocin in our body. So how do we get this love hormone? When we are touched, when we are hugged, when we get in touch with physical touch with someone whom we love. It can be worldly love, it can be divine love. So love is something that secretes oxytocin in us. That's why we get this euphoric feeling, we get this happiness within us when we spend time with our loved ones. So oxytocin is a natural hormone that stimulates uterine contractions in childbirth and lactation after birth, after childbirth. It also affects aspects of human behavior and male and female reproductive systems. Oxytocin manages key aspects of the female and male reproductive system, including labor and delivery and lactation. Now, very important point here is during the childbirth, we need oxytocin to have a good delivery. And also during the childbirth, because of the childbirth, oxytocin is released in our body. This is one of the most important element of these happy hormones. So there are 2 main physical functions of oxytocin. One is to stimulate uterine contractions in labor and childbirth, and to stimulate contractions of breast tissue to aid in lactation after childbirth. So oxytocin is one of the very, very important hormone for women. And women generally feel themselves love deprived because you don't love yourself. So in yogic philosophy, we don't want other people to be in our life to release these hormones. You can release these hormones through your own self. मैं और परमात्मा का बल, उससे बड़ा कुछ नहीं है. So dopamine, don't wait for others to give you reward. Give yourself a reward. Serotonin, don't wait for others to take you out to spend time in Mother Nature. Do it for yourself. Oxytocin, don't wait for someone else to hug you, to touch you. Just hug yourself tight, touch yourself, Feel how blessed you are to have this wonderful human body, this mind, this brain, these thoughts, these emotions. And there are so many Bharati Yoga practices which we do to secrete oxytocin in our body naturally. So any kind of love, whether it be a teenage love, whether it be love between mother and a child, infant and mother, and you and Paramatma, it all comes through the release of oxytocin. The natural ways to release oxytocin is spending time with loved ones. Value your family, value your relations, spend time with those whom you love, spend time with your guru, spend time with like-minded people, spend time with animals. Yogic philosophy is not just about humans, it is about the whole system. So when you touch someone you love, it can be your dog, it can be your cow, it can be your friends and family. Through touch, you release oxytocin. Playing with a baby, playing with a pet also releases oxytocin. Holding hands of those whom you love releases oxytocin. And compliment, giving compliment. Now, dopamine is when somebody gives us reward. Oxytocin is when you give compliment to someone. Then also you release oxytocin. How beautiful it is. But generally we misuse our tongue. We are always criticizing people. But in yogic philosophy, it is not about criticizing. सत्य के लिए भी क्या कहा गया? सत्यम ब्रूयात प्रियम ब्रूयात न ब्रूयात सत्यम अप्रियम. Even if you are you have to speak truth, but which truth? Not the truth which can hurt someone, you know. So satyam bruyat priyam bruyat na bruyat satyam apriyam. Even the truthfulness, the yam of ahimsa satya, second yam, even while being truthful, you need to be careful that you should not hurt someone. So give compliment to someone so that oxytocin is released within you. So regular yoga abhyas, meditation, self-love, concept of family and friends, relationships, concern and care, understanding true love through yoga philosophy. Now these are all worldly love. Once you realize the true love, a journey from Atma to Paramatma, yogic journey, a journey between love between you and divine, that secretes maximum amount of oxytocin. So make sure you practice a yogic lifestyle, follow a yogic lifestyle. Now the last hormone is endorphin. Now this endorphin hormone is very, very interesting. There is a medicine you take, morphine. With different names you take that, but the ingredient is morphine, of the painkiller. So even this endorphin is a painkiller hormone. And best thing is, it is released in your body when you give too much pain to your body. When your body is in pain, it naturally secretes endorphin. So let's understand endorphin. So endorphins are the body's natural pain relievers, and they can boost your mood too. These chemicals are naturally produced by the body during pleasurable activities like exercise, physical intimacy, laughing, etc., as well as painful experiences such as twisting your ankle, etc. Endorphins help relieve pain, reduce stress, and improve your sense of well-being. You must have realized sometimes that you are doing too much of physical activity. Let's say you are going to Vaishno Devi, for example. You're walking. Initially, you will feel pain, and after a certain point of time, you will stop feeling pain. Why? Because endorphin is released. What happens when your body releases endorphins? You don't feel pain anymore. Endorphins are released when your body feels pain or stress. Your body releases endorphins to help you survive. When you feel pain, nerves in your body send pain signals to your brain, and your brain releases endorphins to block the nerve cells that receive the pain signals. This essentially turns off your pain. This helps you to continue functioning even in painful or stressful situations, because you naturally seek to avoid pain. You are more likely to do something if it makes you feel good. So what are the, now you have understood endorphin. To just sum up, I would say it helps in easing symptoms of depression, helping with stress and anxiety, improving confidence, contributing to weight loss, regulate your appetite, and elevating childbirth pain. It is such an important hormone. Now let me take you to one different angle to endorphin. When we do seva, now seva is not that, oh, I'm taking a selfie here from this hand, I'm giving donation and putting it on social media, I'm doing it for likes and more followers on social media. No, that's not seva. Seva is selfless seva, where I don't need anything, which is a very important part of yogic lifestyle. When you do seva, niswartha seva, you are doing something for someone without getting something in back as a result. Selfless seva, endorphins are released in your system. With the right amount of endorphin, you feel less pain. And you must have noticed so many people who do selfless seva, they feel less pain as compared to those who don't do selfless seva. This is such an important part of this whole study about four happy hormones. So let's understand what are the natural ways for the secretion of endorphin. Laughing, attahas, is wonderful way to secrete endorphin. Then some essential oils also helps in secretion of endorphin. Right eating, right exercise. And when we look at the yogic philosophy, the yogic tradition, everyday yoga abhyas, gati, dhyan, attahas, nritya sadhana, music therapy, massage, selfless seva, yoga philosophy. So volunteer a non-profit organization, do something for others. We have a wonderful Shakti Seva Sanskriti Foundation through which we help people, we help women, and we all the three things, Shakti, Seva, and Sanskriti. So you can volunteer for that also. This is a 100% charitable organization. And other than that, self-control, control over your body, control over your breath, control over your senses through yoga philosophy. Now, point here is this is what I have told you about lifestyle, which you can things from the yogic lifestyle, which you can include in your day-to-day life to help secretion of these four happy hormones. But there is a set of just 10 minutes of yogic practices which can be done every day to get secretion of these four happy hormones. Now let's quickly go and understand what are these very simple Bharat Yoga practices that men and women, and especially women, can do for the secretion of happy hormones in their body. Let's learn some very simple Bharat Yoga practices to instantly generate happy hormones in you. So very first practice is attahas. As our Vandini Gurudev always says, Baki har cheez adhuri hai, hasna bahut zaruri hai. So it's very important that we laugh every single day. This practice should be done 5 times a day so that your respiration becomes better. It's also helpful in the overall health of your body as well as mind. So how do we do attahas? Just expand, give some gap between your legs, open your arms, and 30 seconds of free laughter. Do it for minimum 30 seconds and then bring your hands down, relax your neck, close your eyes, relax your entire body. So always practice attahas at least minimum 5 times a day and whenever you get time. Now second practice is Virechan Gati. Now these Gatis, under the guidance of Vandini Gurudev Swami Bharat Bhushan Ji, we developed these Gatis at Mokshayatan Yoga Sansthan, where Asan means Sthir Sukham Asan, a stable posture. Gati means a movement, which is more easy for everyone to practice. And these are Nirapad Kriyas, which means no side effect practices. So Virechan Gati is such a practice that affects your body and your mind instantly because it gives pressure at the Manovahanadis, the mind controlling nerves. So keep your feet together, bring your hands at 90 degree. Now inhale, while inhaling lift up your hands, while exhaling bring them back. So how do we do it? 50 exhalations and then bring some gap between your legs. Stretch your arms, let your chest expand and then three times deep breathing, bring your hands down, relax yourself. So 50 exhalation is one round, and when you practice it, make sure that you do minimum 4 rounds and maximum 8 rounds. This is how Virechan Gati is done. Third practice is Tadasana because it stretches your body, it stretches the entire body and it affects all the human systems instantly. All your stress is gone, happy hormones are generated and you feel healthy and happy. So feet together, interlock your fingers, keep them in front of your chest. Now while inhaling, lift up your hands, stretch your entire body and then slowly lift up your heels and balance your body on your toes. Make sure that you are holding your breath inside. And then while exhaling, bring your hands down. Join your hands, spread your legs, relax your entire body. This is one round and you can practice it 3 to 5 times, 3 to 5 repetitions. Next practice we'll be doing while sitting on the floor. Now we'll be doing Anand Gati of Bharat Yoga. As I told you, Gatis are being created at Mokshayatan Yoga Sansthan under the guidance of Gurudev. And Anand Gati Yatha Nam Tatha Guna. Anand means bliss. So a movement that generates bliss in you, which simply means it is going to generate happy hormones in you. So to practice Anand Gati, sit in cross-legged position. Open your arms in such a way that all of your fingers are also, towards each and every direction. Chahun dishaon mein aapki ungliyan khuli hui honi chahiye. And then with normal breathing, we have to give a pendulum movement from our spine. So how do we do it? Close your eyes. And this way, give movement to the upper half of your body. Now, while giving this movement, it is always better that you practice mental chanting of pranav, mental chanting of om while doing this practice to give 100% results. After doing it for some time, as long as you like it, then bring your upper half to the initial position, bring your hands down, relax, do not open your eyes suddenly just after this practice. Stay with your eyes closed for some time and then slowly open your eyes. Now, last practice to generate happy hormones in you is Sarp Gati. Now, as long as there is tension in your spine, it is very, very tough to get a peaceful mind and to live happily. So Sarp Gati is again one of the easiest practices, one of the Gatis, as I told you, the Bharat Yoga Gatis. So Sarp Gati releases tension at your entire spinal column and it releases happy hormones in you. You feel relaxed, you feel very happy after practicing it. So how do we do Sarp Gati? For Sarp Gati, just lie down on your stomach, lie down on your back. Now, feet together, since the name itself is Sarp Gati, so your feet should be just like tail of a snake. And then place your elbows on the floor and your chin in between your palms. Now with normal breathing, we have to move step by step ahead through our elbows, but body is going to be stable on the floor. Just look at me once. So we take our right elbow forward and then left. Stay here for some time. Then again repeat. Take your elbows forward till that point where you feel that now I'm not able to take them forward any further. Now stay here and feel this extreme relaxation at the back of your neck. Then bring your elbows closer to your chest, step by step. When you bring it to the point where you feel I cannot bring it closer any further, just stay here. And do not bend your neck like this. Keep your neck straight and feel the effect at your lower back. This is one round. Then you're going to repeat it for 5 times. And then make pillow of your arms, spread your legs, and relax your entire body. Now, how do we return back from here? Take support of your palms, lift up your chest and then your back, and then slowly sit in Vajrasana. So these are some very simple practices which can be done to generate happy hormones in you. Then other than this, you must practice Pranavocharan, which is again a very useful practice. You must practice Pranayam, Bharat Yoga breathing, and Nadi Shodhan Pranayam, because that helps in the proper flow of oxygen in your body and helps in generation of happy hormones in you. So you have understood these very simple yogic practices. Now to sum up this entire topic, what is the yogic solution for the imbalance of happy hormones? Let's understand. Everyday yoga abhyas, self-talk therapy of Bharat Yoga, self-love of Bharat Yoga, yogic ahar, yogic lifestyle, understanding the true love. Now, when I talk about love, it's not the worldly love, the real divine love. Understanding what exactly love is. Value family and relationships, nritya and sangeet sadhana, dhyan, swadhyay, guru and prakriti sanidhya. Very, very important that you spend time with your guru, spend time with Mother Nature. Seva, serving others selflessly, learn to live in present, and Marg of Anandam. What is the Marg of Anand? Yoga is the Marg of Anand. With this, we come to an end of this wonderful topic, happy hormones. It's very important that we have proper secretion of these four hormones in our body to live a healthy and happy life. Wow. With this note, I'm really thankful to Indian Yoga Association for all the good work, all the efforts they are doing to bring these wonderful topics among masses so that everybody can live a healthy and happy life. Lots of love, light and blessings to everyone watching this video. Hari Om.